I could not remember how many mornings are like this. I wake up in bed, then wonder what today will be like. It's like my very first morning in 2015. In fact, I landed in this country in December 2014, just a few days away from New Year. I fell asleep due to jet lag during the New Year Eve countdown. Then I woke up in the morning, realizing unknown challenges I have to face alone. It's a rough start, if I have to put it this way. It is hard to talk about my struggles, especially when you put on masks every day. I tend to hide my problems and alter myself into someone I'm longing to be. But I know it is not genuine. What is underneath the camouflage? I'm reluctant to unveil in reality. Maybe because I'm afraid. When I tell about my daily experience as an international student, daily commute is constantly mentioned in my rhetoric. Public transit connects individuals as a big net, linking different experiences in a subtle way. I see the same faces at the same time every day, either on bus or on train. Yet our lives may not ever cross over. What do you think about this? I believe many people, just like me, have many untold stories and feelings, but we will never know. They say that Canada is so diverse that it can become a melting pot. People from various backgrounds immerse themselves in the giant concrete forest. They fill in the space crowdedly, but still, I think everyone feels distant to each other. This is a part of my stories, maybe just the intro. As I mentioned, I came to Canada to complete my post-secondary education. It is such a privilege to study abroad, and I really appreciate all the opportunities I have. However, being overseas as an international student is never easy. In addition to heavy workload and adapting to a new pace of learning in university, international students face multiple barriers. You may think, of course, it is the difficulty of using a different language. I don't disagree, but sometimes I do question that the false impression of me speaking English poorly has consolidated different stereotypes about me, academically and socially. I still remember the lame joke told by my psychology professor in my class. In an ironic tone, he said that he was criticized by his teacher in college about his coursework, to the extent that his teacher thought that English is his second language. Almost everyone laughed, obviously, and he's white, obviously. Identity. The term never really occurred to me until I came here. It is not just about who I am. It is about what I am experiencing and where I need to be in the society. I identify myself as cisgender, gay, and queer. I used to be lost when I firstly found out that my sexuality might be abnormal, yet could not find the right term to categorize myself. Gay or queer used to be derogatory in my understanding, since that's how I was verbally bullied. Now, after years of self-denial and struggling, I decide to reclaim those terms and take back my identity. Indeed, coming to Canada has broadened my vision and increased my self-acceptance. I'm glad that being different is appreciated and celebrated here. I dated a Chinese guy before. He is originally from Ottawa. It was more than puppy love, though we were both immature and inexperienced. We could hang out while holding hands in the crowd, except one place. That is Chinatown. I never feel affectionate about my roots until coming to Canada. I gradually grasped the idea of being foreigner, being Asian, being Chinese, one by one. I value and appreciate my cultural heritage, and I have gained new, comprehensive perspectives on my cultural identity. On the other hand, I also know that I am the rebel, the deviant to the traditions. Homosexuality is definitely a taboo in Chinese culture. People don't talk about it openly, assuming it does not really exist. The pressure from your own people can be subtle, yet detrimental. I have been told to be low-key or hide my gayness while being surrounded by other Asian people. I try to understand, but sometimes I cannot stop imagining me being normal, a typical Chinese guy who can fit into Asian normality, instead of being disgraced to my own family and community. It took a long time for me to figure out what I have been through. It started with constant insomnia. Then, slowly, I felt like I'm losing myself. I lost the control of my own body. I was unable to walk in public and face a crowd. I tried to generate an encouraging voice in my head to cheer myself up, but it seemed not to work. I spent more time contemplating my life, my future, and my problems. However, things are messed up over and over again. I don't know if I can take it anymore. What I know is that the issue is not just loneliness. It is not a single problem. I know it's complicated, but it can get more complex every time when I try to explain to others. I grew up in an environment where mental health does not exist. People don't talk about it. If they do, they think you lost your mind and you are completely crazy. What should I do? How long can I keep going? What does mental health mean for people like me? It's not a pleasant experience for me to seek counseling help. They put me in a meeting with people from International Student Office first. And basically, it's just about the cliche and the stereotype that you can imagine about studying abroad. Then I got to see the other counselor, whom I disclosed my sexual orientation to. The conversations shifted to the struggles about my sexuality and how my unhappy adolescence might contribute to my problems. I started wondering if it's just about me. Am I being weak? Am I being dramatic and sensitive? Am I good enough to continue my study? Can I succeed in what I'm doing? Reflecting on my sessions with different counselors, now I realize my experience is complex. The issue is internal and external. There are various factors in my struggles, but I never get the chance to address the systemic reasons behind the problem. I am a lived human being, not just a number in your diverse statistics, a token in your white-dominated queer group, or a fresh off the boat in Asian community. Those experiences are all real, yet I cannot be represented by only one single fact. So when we talk next time, when we communicate, how do I make you aware who I am? How do I present myself in a more comprehensive way? How do we build the connection without leaving any important parts of my life? I listen to the voice in my heart, pondering. There are a lot more I want to speak about before you label me again, either student, queer, migrant, Asian. Each word carries weights in my day. But I have to pause here, because life is to be continued. I just wish, when we come across next time, I'm not simplified into a single category, or an exotic face in the crowd, or a name that you cannot pronounce, so you just fake it. Every day, I strive to fight my battle, the endless war with my identity conflicts and my depression. We live in a world that is big enough to swallow you up. Yet I'm still here, telling you about this journey. In the light of memories, in the light of friendships, in the light of love, I still want to embrace the truth about myself. Love it wholeheartedly, then present it to you. Walking miles away from home, I'm still alone, but I am awakening.